Welcome to Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. Thanks for joining us. Every year, students from all across the metro region of Portland compete to go to a championship for slam poetry called Verselandia. We talked to two of the people that are heavily involved in that right now. Olivia Jones-Hall is one of the organizers, and Al Matthews, who is one of the competitors. They're both just such compelling and amazing people, and we had a chance to just talk about the importance of why this program exists, and speaking to Al, why it's so important for students to have access to something like this. This is part of what we talked about. Here we go. Well, hello to both of you. Thank you so much for joining us here today. I'm really excited to talk to both of you, about all of this. And I think to start off, if you both wouldn't mind just introducing yourselves and just maybe a quick note about your role in all of this. And Olivia, would you want to go first?
Sure thing. Thanks for having us, Greg. My name is Olivia Jones-Hall. I am the Director of Youth Programs at Literary Arts, and that means that I coordinate and co-produce Verselandia with some other folks on our team.
Awesome. And now?
Hi, I'm Al Matthews, and I am a poet and a senior at Cleveland High School, and I'm competing this year in Verselandia.
Fantastic. All right, we're going to hear all about you competing in this and getting into that here in just a minute. Olivia, going back to where you're at, can you explain for anybody who doesn't know just the overall program of Verselandia and how it all works?
Absolutely. So Verselandia is a partnership between literary arts and public high schools in Portland Public Schools, Park Rose, and I guess the Clackamas School District. So basically what happens is on Thursday, as in 2 days from now, 22 competing students are going to be on stage at the Schnitzer, and they are going to be performing their original poetry. So this is slam poetry, it's spoken word poetry. It covers, social politics. It covers personal narrative. There's really any kind of topic that can be part of this event, and it's really incredible and very powerful. It is a competition, so we're going to have judges. It is high stakes. The top prize is $1,000 for these students. And so, yeah, we're just really excited that it's a moment for the community to come together in support of youth poets.
So bringing all of those students together and all as a part of this, how does it work as far as the competition or the selection process to be a part of the championship?
Yeah, absolutely. So students actually compete at their schools first. So within the comprehensive high schools that we're working with, they all have their own poetry programs. It's actually pretty amazing. So there are all of these qualifying slams that take place before the actual event. Those are run in the schools, by the schools. Some of them have had like around 20 students show up to compete, and the schools send between, 1 and 3 students, kind of depending on a number of factors. So we get kind of the folks who have already won their own school slams.
That's so awesome
Yeah.
that this is going on. And, how important do you think it is from your standpoint to have something like this as an outlet and a championship and a way to channel, all this creativity and talent?
I think it's crucial, actually. I mean, giving students, high school students, this platform, I think is really, really important for all of us. It's important for them, of course, to be able to share their words and share their stories. It's also important for everyone who's there to hear it. The Schnitzer is an iconic hall. It's so beautiful. It's so storied. And to kind of take this place and turn it into this really lively and exciting and just really moving event, I think is just, yeah, it's really important.
You're right. I mean, it is such an iconic place, and to hear messages and whatever it may be that's being conveyed, but in
Yeah.
a place like that, that's, just historically one of the central parts of Portland when it comes to creativity and performances. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Al, I want to ask you, how did you get into this, or what is it that drew you to this to begin with?
Well, I think the thing that drew me to performance poetry, slam poetry specifically, is in the 7th grade, we were shown this video of Amanda Gorman reading her poem Earthrise. And that was so beautiful and so moving to me. I had no idea that words could be used in that way to be so powerful and to convey such a beautiful message. And from then on, I was just like, awestruck, and I started writing more poetry, and I started writing slam poetry. My freshman year of high school was when I really started writing slam. I'd been writing poetry before then, but that's when I really became like a slam poet. And I'm only participate. I'm a senior in high school now, but I've only participated in Verselandia 3 times because I didn't know it existed my freshman year. So one of the things I've done around my school is I, with the help of my friend, I created a Verselandia club at my school, a poetry club to help students prepare for Verselandia, but also just to celebrate poetry because it's so incredible and so much fun. And me and my friend Alita, who's also competing in Verselandia this year and competed last year, we built this club in our school together because we just love poetry so much.
That's really, really cool. And yeah, Amanda Gorman's amazing. So I totally get how that was some inspiration to start off with. Well, for people out there who may not know, the general public, could you tell us what the difference is between poetry and slam poetry?
This is a great question. Poetry as an art is kind of hard to define because it's very interesting. But how I like to define slam poetry is slam poetry has a specific rhythm. It's meant to be spoken aloud. It has a very a specific cadence, and it's usually the message is pretty clear. And it's often the poetry is to articulate and to say this certain message that you want to come across to your audience to do something powerful.
Wow. Okay. That's a great definition. That's really clear for everybody. Awesome. Well, for, getting into the competition side of things, what is the mindset when you go into that as far as, obviously, everybody's got messages to get out there, but you're also trying to win and get to the championships too.
One of the things that I grappled with last year, which was my first year being one of the top 2 finishers at my school, which meant that I would perform at Verselandia, was the importance and within the balance between the art and the competition. So one of the things that I had to stay grounded on the reason I was doing Verselandia, which was because I love poetry and I love to share my poetry. I write my poetry to share it, and to have such a grand stage as the Schnitzer to say your poetry on is incredible. And I do when I compete in Verselandia, I do want to do the best that I can do, and doing that means adhering to following the rules. But last year, my poetry it's very long, and Verselandia has a 3-minute time limit for poems. And yet last year I grappled with cutting my poems so that they would fit into the 3-minute deadline, but also keeping the integrity strong and keeping what my main message clear. And at the end of the day, I decided to err on the side of running over time because the art matters more to me than doing well in the competition.
Wow. So you had to decide, what is, if you're going to sacrifice some of that or just take the risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also there's this amount of jealousy that comes in with competition when there's other people on stage who are competing against you, and so there's this initial urge to when somebody does well be like, oh, I should have done that or something like that. But in poetry, I really make clear boundaries with myself that we're all sharing art together, and it's just when somebody does well, that's only something to celebrate. It's like I love to see people do better than me with poetry. I just beautiful art filling the world. That is what it's actually about. It's about setting these boundaries with yourself to make sure to it's like make it pure and fun, and don't lose sight of what the main goal is, which is that you're here to create art and you're here to create poetry.
Wow.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, I gotta ask this, like, for what you're doing, like, so I can host on television, I've played in bands and things like that. The idea of doing what you do terrifies me. Like, I don't think I would be able to do it. And so I'm curious for you, what is the feeling like when you're up there doing this? Obviously, what you love so much and conveying something that you put so much thought and expression into.
Poetry is very interesting. I act, I do theater, and with poetry, like nothing else, when I'm on stage, I shake. It's there's physical nerves more than like mental, because I just get so excited. Like it's so fun. I don't have performance anxiety like some people do, so the thought of getting up on stage in front of millions of people and sharing my work is awesome. I just like, it's really exciting. And so I just get really happy and excited to do that. But when I'm on stage and the lights and everybody's there, I like shake a lot. But I feel like it adds to my performance. The nervousness in my voice, and that can be transformed into intensity. I know how to shape my mouth and like form it and express the things that I want to express, and there are different emotions that you want to express in different parts of your poems. And I feel like being in a more vulnerable state that you are when you're amped up on adrenaline and like about to perform, it really only enhances your ability to do poetry. However, I would not recommend doing slam poetry in heels, which is what happened when I opened for Colin Tobin, and I was in heels and I was shaking on stage, and oh my goodness, I thought I was gonna fall over.
Okay, so no heels, but otherwise, yeah, you definitely have the enthusiasm for this. That's amazing. Well, I know from what I understand, you were maybe going to share something with us, share a little bit of your poetry.
Well, maybe so. I have an excerpt here from a poem I wrote in 2024, actually, and it's about my brother. I have two siblings, and a mom, and one of the things that I write poetry a lot are the people I love. And I love my brother, and I love my family. And so this is a poem about him, and this is the end of the poem. My brother's smile, sweeter than honeydew, sweeter than eggnog before you add a splash of milk in, sweeter even than the simple wonder of a golden dandelion, even though he wouldn't believe you if you told him so, but it's all right. I'll tell him until he never forgets, until he hears it in the back of his mind when he dreams, those special dreams that fill his entire brain with new marbles and loose thumbtacks and other incredibly important things like that. It's okay to get distracted sometimes, to let your brain leap from branch to branch, following millions of tiny fishing lines, and it's okay to not listen to those who tell you to come down. It's too high. It's okay to not come down sometimes because you wouldn't believe it, but there are so many dandelions up here. And they are just waiting to be seen by a soul as strong as yours. Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, I get it why you're in the championship.
Yeah, we're not shocked.
Yeah. No surprise there. Well, Al and Olivia, thank you so much, both of you, for joining us here. And I want to make sure that everybody knows, who wants to attend, the what, when, where, how, and why they can do so.
Yeah. So Verselandia is this Thursday, April 30th at 7 p.m. It's at the Arlene Schnitzer Concert Hall. We'll be selling tickets at the hall. If you would like to buy them there, you can also purchase them online on our website, literary-arts.org.
Awesome.
And the why. Oh, you should come to be moved.
Yeah.
You should come to just, I think, you'll hear things, and I mean this in the best way possible. You'll hear things that you've really never heard before. You'll have new ideas, you'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll just you'll be, I think, totally changed by this event. It's phenomenal. So I'm biased, but it is.
I believe it. Well, thank you both so much. I really appreciate you both joining here to talk about this, and Al for sharing part of your poem, and congratulations to just this whole thing that's happening. It's just so cool, and such a great celebration for
thank you so much for having us. I really appreciate it. It's nice to meet you and to talk to you.
Us.
Thanks so much, Owl. That was beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I love sharing my poems.
We'll see you on Thursday. Thanks, Greg.